Solo in the Dark Zone. I have known to do this for years because it is the best way to farm in the game. It always has been and it always will be. Now, it is sad to say because I will admit that the Dark Zone is not the best thing to do in the Division 2 at all. I played the Dark Zone every single day in the Division 1 and loved it every single day. I mean, I'm sure there were some sessions that I wish I never played, but I mean, everyone's human and we all have those regrets. See what I did there? Anyways, um, but I also do daily Dark Zone in Division 2. I do this to get my exotic components. A lot of people ask me, how do you get your expertise upgrade so quick? How is it that your weapons are already at 26? How did you spend so many exotics into your skills expertise? And blah, blah, blah. You get what I'm, throwing down here. So the fastest way of getting exotic components in the game is the Dark Zone. I showed this a few years ago whenever I was showing my exotic routes and the fastest way of getting those exotic chests in the Dark Zone. They reset. I think it's twice an hour they reset, if I'm not mistaken. And you can keep doing this time and time again until your eyes bleed. You're able to get hundreds of exotic components, and as long as you keep doing this, you will keep getting your exotics. I mean, just from today's video, let's see, how many exotics did I get just from recording today's video? 6. I was able to get 6 exotics in today's video, and I didn't even do the full routes. I was just showing you how to get these empty dark zones. And, well, I don't want to spoil the video, so let's just go ahead and get through the pleasantries. What's going on, YouTube? Kamikazevondoom here with another Division 2 video, so sit back, relax, grab that popcorn, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. But in today's video, this is going to be your full Dark Zone guide for 2024. I'm going to show you the build that you can use, that way no one can find you. I'm going to show you the exotic routes, that way you can get your exotic components. And hell, I'm even going to show you how to get an empty dark zone, even to right now. And it works, guaranteed. I'll show you in each of the 3 dark zones where I get an empty dark zone all to myself. No PvP necessary. But before we do all of that, let's jump into the build. That way you can see what build I am using for today's video. Now, this is my stay under the radar build. This is a build, oops, excuse me, I'm sorry. Every once in a while I get these burps that just bellow out, my bad. I'm going to rate that one at like a 4. Let me know if you heard that, and you can rate it 1 to 10. Anyways, going on with the build breakdown, this is a build that gives you 100% pulse resistance, but it also gives you armor regen. Now, while I am doing that, I am also pulsing my enemies. That way, they can't pulse me, but I'll pulse them. I can see where they're at. I also have a pretty hefty decoy. That way, I can get out of a sticky situation. And I also have an EMP sticky. That way, if they are using any sort of skills or what have you on me, or if they're too close, I can use that EMP sticky, stagger them, and then just face tank them. Now, with this build, I am sitting at 2.1 million armor. This is my solo Dark Zone build that I use to farm my exotic components, and I use this build every single day. It's super simple. This is number, let's see, this is number 10 on my loadouts. Yes, I do use all my builds every day. Now, starting at the top, I am using the Technician specialization. Now, the reason being is I have the linked laser pointer on my primary and on my secondary weapon. Now, I start off with my Kingbreaker if I'm going to PvP. That way I can just, take off chunks of their armor. And then whenever I go to reload, instead of reloading, then I switch over to my Vector and I finish up the entire encounter with my Vector. But the whole reason being is I have perfect flatline and flatline to go with spotter. Those are my only sources of damage, really, with this build. Now, I do get weapon damage from the yawl, and I do get a weapon damage core attribute from the ninja bike messenger bag, but that's it. Everything else is armor, and everything else is just for survivability purposes. Now, just a quick rundown, and if you want me to do a full build breakdown, I will later. But this is the ninja bike. Crit chance mod. The reason why I'm using it is for the extra bonuses. Now, I have 2 pieces of Heligard, but with the ninja bike, it gives me 3, and that gives me the armor regen of 2%. I am using 2 pieces of Yawl, but with the ninja bike, that gives me 3, which also allows me to have that pulse resistance. And with the Golem gear, I have 1 piece, which with the ninja bike, it gives me 2, and that gives me armor regen as well. So I am packing on armor regen with pulse resistance. Now, even with the Yawl gear, you do have to have 1 pulse resistance mod. That way you can get to that 100%. But this is the build that I will be using throughout the entire video. As far as the skills, I'm using a decoy just to get around the NPCs, and I can open up those exotic chests super easy, super fast. And if I need to disorient or stagger or mess with the enemies at all, I can shoot an EMP sticky and get out of there as well. But with the ninja bike and the technician, I have a tier 2 on both of my skills. Now, finishing up with the stats, just really quick, I have max crit chance on the Vector, 44 crit chance on the Kingbreaker. Go to the defensive tab. We are rounded up to 2.1 million armor. I do have 96k armor regen per second. You could round that up to 97k. And I do have 100% pulse resistance. Now, those are all the numbers that you should be worried about. And this is all for the Dark Zone, so all the expertise and everything does apply. So all of the expertise will help you in the Dark Zone. Now, you have the build. What's next, right? The way of getting your own empty Dark Zones, right? Am I right? So what you want to do is you can go to any of the Dark Zones. This will work for any of the Dark Zones, okay? So I'm going to start off with West. We'll go down to DZ South, and then I'll finish up the video with DZ East. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you each of the Dark Zones, how to get an empty Dark Zone, and then I will show you how to get those exotic components from each of those Dark Zones. Again, this is the #1 way of getting exotics in the game. The #1 way. However, with that being said, it is only a 25% chance when you open up these chests to get an exotic. So if you run through all those chests and you only get a few, just remember it's a 25% chance you can run through them again and get more exotics. Like I already showed you, I ran through all 3 Dark Zones and I was only able to get 6 exotics this run, but I've had numerous times where I'll get over a dozen exotics at a time, and it's quite amazing. It really does help you with reconfiguring your exotics to get those attributes that you want. And it's also a great thing to help expertise upgrade your weapons and skills all the way up to max. Because remember, in the Dark Zone, that really, really does matter. But all right, let's go ahead and jump over to how to do empty Dark Zones, and then I will also show you how to get these exotics. But like always, hit the thumbs up, support the channel by subscribing. We do daily Division content, so make sure you ring that notification bell. That way you don't miss a single Division video. I am Kamikazevondoom. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your day. And without further ado, peace out and roll that gameplay footage. Okie dokie. So I just ran into DZ West. You can see there is an extraction going on, and if I look at my map, there is somebody hitting a landmark. So we have an extraction, we have a landmark on the other side, so we have at least 2 other groups in this Dark Zone right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how to get an empty Dark Zone, because this is the #1 way to get your exotic components. So to have an empty Dark Zone would be the #1 way to get these exotic components without having to worry about anything else. So what I do is I run around the middle of the map. Pretty crazy, right? And then what I do is I just log out and log back in, because what this does is it puts you in the same lobby, yes. But what it does is it spawns you into the safe house. And, well, what I can do is then log out again. I'll just switch characters for a few seconds, just mess around, come back, and it will be a completely empty dark zone. So check this out, right? So your typical log out, log back in, right? Wait your 30 seconds, nothing crazy. Remember, we had an extraction and we had landmarks going on. So the old technique used to be, well, just log back in and you have an empty dark zone, right? So we'll just log back in. However, the developers did change this to where it just puts you right back into the same lobby that you were just in because of the, I guess, the timing, right? So you can see it says rebooting, and then it's going to put me... Oops. Let me pick that up real quick. There we go. All right, so now if I look, we have nothing on the board at all. And it did not load me into that lobby again. So I'm pretty sure I already am in an empty dark zone right off the bat. So what I'm going to do is let me go ahead and check these exotics, because it did not just load me right back into that lobby. So I think I already have an empty lobby without even doing anything. So to test that really quick, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go hit these exotic boxes. But as you can see, no landmarks, no extractions are going on. I didn't do anything crazy. I just logged out and I logged back in, and I was in the safe house. However, the safe house did not load me right back in. Oh, someone dropped something over here. Nice. Okay, let's see the boxes. Oh, the box is open. And look at that. I just got an exotic right there, right off the rip. I don't need that high end over there, so I'm not even going to go for it. But I'm just going to check these boxes real quick, but I'm pretty sure I'm in an empty dark zone, and all of these boxes are up for me to get my exotics. And this is how I get my exotics, because it costs way too much to expertise upgrade your items. And with these chests that are in the dark zone, you get a 25% chance of getting these exotic components via these chests. So that's why I just farm these chests every single day, and I get my exotics up. Therefore, I can get my weapons and my skill expertise up as well. Now, I do know with the new seasonal characters that the expertise will go out the window for the seasonal characters, yes. But this is the #1 method of getting exotic components for your main characters and those expertise. There's another box. Oh, no exotic that time. All right. Now, I can't wait for them to stop the agent from not sprinting. Because every once in a while, you'll see my agent will be running, and then out of nowhere, he'll just stop. Now, I know it's a known issue, and I know that they're going to fix it, but it is so annoying. But the cool thing is that this dark zone is completely empty, and I'm getting to hit all of these chests. Nothing's going on. We are good to go. And I'm going to show you the exact same method in DZ South as well. But I'm going to hit all of these boxes, and then we'll go over there. That way I can get all the exotics that I can. But this is not a bad method at all. So the thing that I do is whenever I log out, I try to make sure I'm near the middle of the map. That way I get to the safe house. And usually the safe house will then load you right back into the lobby. However, if you just log out and log back in again, or if you do that and it does not give you that double loading screen, then all of a sudden you're in an empty dark zone. And then you can do this all willy-nilly. You can farm landmarks, you can extract without having to worry about anything. The only thing that I would recommend is don't leave that dark zone, because then it'll probably change your instance and then put you into another dark zone full of players. But this is a super easy method. I'm telling you. I can do this every single day, and it's without a hiccup. It is the easiest way of getting exotic components. I know that I keep saying that, but it's because it's true. You can get dozens of exotics doing this. Oh, that box did not. And jumping over to DZ South, same logic applies. So let me see. So we are in DZ South. It doesn't look like anything's up currently, but that doesn't mean that it's not occupied. It did just put us in a loading screen to put us in a, bump in DZ. So what I do, again, is just run about halfway into the map, get close to your safe house. Ooh, piece of candy. Nice. And then once you're close to the safe house, then you log out, log back in. Let's see here. Yep, someone just popped rogue here. All right. So we are pretty close to the safe house. So log out, log back in. Yeah, so we have rogues, people are going against each other and all of that. And then I will get into an empty server. That way there's no PvP involved, there's no worries, and then you can just get your exotic components, farm for your PvP exclusive items or what have you, and just, relax, have fun. Now, I'm not sure if you would be able to do this in a group because I would assume that it would transfer you into a bump and lobby, but I'm sure you're more than willing to try. Okay, so we logged out of DZ South, we logged back in. It's going to probably hit us with that instant loading just to put us right back into that lobby because there were rogues. But then what we do is we'll log back out again, switch characters for, I don't know, about a minute or two, and then come right back and it will be empty. Oh, we did not get hit with a loading screen. Okay. So we did not get hit with a loading screen, and we have different landmarks. So it's looking like it already put us into an empty dark zone. So let me go ahead and check a few of these chests, and then we will we'll go from there. But like I was saying earlier, this is like Russian roulette, where you're just rolling the dice, or you're spinning the weapon, whatever you want to call it, and then you're just seeing and hoping that that you get one of those empty servers. Because they did change this about a year ago, but for some reason I was noticing whenever I was doing Dark Zone runs on different characters and then I would come back, I would get empty servers a lot. And I was like, I wonder why. Now, it wasn't every time, it wasn't guaranteed, but it was very, very common. And as you can see, I mean, we're right here again, and all the chests are up. Okay. So let's go ahead and start our exotic component farm over here in DZ South. I mean, you remember I was just in here and people were going rogue, killing each other. Log out, log back in, and now I have an empty dark zone. The chests are up, and I'm going to get my exotics. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. I don't have to fight anybody. I don't have to see anybody, nothing. I can put on my favorite podcast or YouTuber or whatever and just chill. Get my exotics and go. Very nice. Let's go ahead and hit this one up here. And you can do this for all of them, and I'll show you DZ East right before we end the video. But I'm not going to show you the entire run for all of these, but I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. You have your build on just in case you're in a bump in DZ. If you want to get into an empty DZ, you know how to do it. Get your exotics. You should know how to do these exotic farms. If you need me to do a full breakdown on all of the exotic farming routes, just let me know in the comments, and I will gladly show you the farming routes again. But if you just follow this video exactly how I'm showing you, I'm running the routes for each of the dark zones as we speak to make it easy for you. Now, if you want the full route, I can break it all down and do that again, but I do have those videos up from, I don't know, a year or two ago. But all of these chests are up, so we're good to go. And I'm going to keep hitting them until I get my exotics. No one's fighting, no one's rogue. We are clearly in a different lobby. And, ooh, I can get some keys. Oh, no, I can't get the keys. All right. So the chests are up, but the keys are not. Okay, no big deal. And the deal is with these chests or these loot boxes, if they are unlootable, like right here, I can't loot it. If I run my route and come back around, it'll only take a few minutes and all of those boxes will be able to be looted, just like this one. But it looks like all of the exotic chests are now up and I am able to get exotics. But also, like I was saying, it's a roll of the dice, because even if you get all of these chests open, you only have a 25% chance in each of these chests to even get an exotic. So even me opening this right now, it's only a 25% chance that I even get one of those components. Let's see. You can see I did not get one right there either. So out of all of these, I think I was only able to get one exotic, maybe, out of this run. Let's see. There's a few more chests I can open. I'll just go ahead and do the whole DZ South loop. And then we will jump over to DZ East. But super simple concept. Super simple mechanic. I mean, all you're doing is you're getting an empty dark zone. You're doing your routes. And then you're getting out. I mean, it's super easy. Oh, I'm not going to be able to pop this one as rogue. Oh, and I got an exotic for that one. Nice. All right. Get out of there. But using the decoy is very, very useful. You want to use the decoy. That's how I get out of all of those sticky situations. And if there were other players in the lobby trying to pulse me or anything, they cannot do that either because of the build that I am using. However, I can pulse them because I have the link laser pointer, spotter, and all that jazz. Not only that, but I do have the EMP sticky, so whenever I shoot that, I can stagger them. Dude, I hate this bug where your character is running and then all of a sudden he stops running or she stops running. It's like, come on. I know it's been a known issue, but like fix it already. It's super, super annoying. I'm just like running and then all of a sudden my character's like, nah, you need to stop. All right, there's only one more exotic chest after this, and then we'll jump over to DZ East. All right. Did I get one? Nope. Ah, come on. I think I have only gotten one exotic out of this whole run. All right, one more chest, and then we'll jump over to DZ East. But as you can see, none of the landmarks are being hit. No one's extracting. No one's going rogue. I have not seen any other players. The same thing in DZ West, and I'll show you the exact same thing in DZ East. It's just empty dark zones. That way you can farm, get whatever you need to, and then get back to whatever it is you like to play. Without the hassle of getting shot in the back, without the hassle of people camping checkpoints, and without the hassle of, fighting to get these chests. Because yes, they are on a timer, but you can see I just hit every single chest in this lobby. Oh, and got another exotic. Oh, and it just blew up. That's cool. That's cool. No big deal. I'm just on fire. No big deal. All right, let's get out of Dodge. But that's it. That was the entire DZ South loop. And now I'm making my way over to DZ East. And then I'll get you out of here. But I've already shown you the method twice now. So because there are 3 dark zones, I will show you the exact same thing for all 3. That way you can see that it works without any hiccups. But all right, let's jump over to DZ East. And just fast forwarding, now I am in DZ East, and I'm around that safe house. So let me get a little bit closer to it. And then again, with the character, just stop sprinting out of nowhere. There we go. All right, so now that I am close to the safe house, again, just log out, log back in. You'll hit this 30-second timer, and then you'll show up in the safe house whenever you log back into your character. Now, if you hit the loading screen immediately upon logging in, then that means it put you right back into that lobby, so just log out again, and in the safe house, when you log out again, it is instant. And then you can jump characters, whatever, wait a couple minutes, come back, and you will have an empty server. Now, I'm not sure if this is guaranteed, but it has worked for me every single time. So we are back at the loading screen. Just log right back in. It should put you right there at the safe house. And if you hit that instant loading yet again, then that means it put you right back into that lobby. So you can see right here, and there is the immediate loading screen, which then puts us right back into that lobby. So it's pretty easy. Just then log out, log back in. It will be instant. And then you can just wait a few minutes and then come right back. All right, so I was just on my mule character for a few minutes. Let's jump back to DZ East. Let's check that server, and then let's do the exotic farm over there. Now, this works for all 3 of the dark zones, and as long as you follow my exact route, you should be able to get all of the exotics as well. So what I'm going to do is, you can see now my lobby is completely empty, and I'm going to just start hitting chests, and that's it. Get my exotics. So let's go ahead and start our farm in DZ East. Now I'm still using that same build, the pulse resistance and all of that, so no one can see what I'm doing or where I'm at any time. Makes life very easy for the dark zone. Now I'm going to start up here, so let's go ahead and go that way, so this way. And then we'll go ahead and hit all of those chests for the exotic components. But that's the farm. It's pretty simple. You're able to get empty dark zones, just hit your chests, whatever you want to do. You can extract, do all of that, and then just go to all of the different dark zones. Now the chests are still timed, so if these chests were hit recently, they might still be, unable to open. But it's pretty simple. Just move on to the next chest, and then by the time you do your route again, that chest will be available. I promise. But let's jump over here, see if we can get any exotics, and have some fun. Now, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. Support the channel by subscribing. And let me know what you think in the comments section below. But now we're going to run around our new empty dark zone and see how many exotics we can get. Now, I have not been getting too lucky in today's video. Let's see, I have only gotten 4 exotics so far in today's video. So fingers crossed that we get a few more. All right. And here we go. Go down here and to the left should be that crate. And then I can hit the other crate while running across. But it's not bad. This is by far the best farm, and you can get not only exotic components, you can get the PvP exclusive items. Those named items, whether it be, the Hollow Man, the Rail Splitter, the Claws Out, and the list goes on and on for all of the PvP exclusive items. But you also get a chance for the PvP exclusive gear set, the System Corruption. So you're able to get System Corruption doing this as well. That box was hit. Okay. So it looks like I'm going to have to do my route and then come back around and do my route again to make sure that these boxes are all up. Okay. Which is fine. That's the only negative part about doing the Dark Zone runs, is that if other people are actively doing these runs, you might find some lobbies with some chests already taken, which is fine. But like I said, as long as you do the loop and then come back and do the loop again, all of those chests will be open. And not only that, but you can do these loops within a few minutes, so you really don't have to worry about anything crazy. Let's go ahead and hit this one. Hadouken!
Initiating rogue protocol.
But yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Ooh, I got the thorn. Nice. I'll run across here. But I typically, just to be honest with you, I typically do not run DZ East. I always run DZ South and West, because those are the fastest loops. DZ East is very, very spread out, and it takes a long time to run all the way to these different chests, where DZ West and DZ South seem to be more connected, more, close together. But I'll hit a few more here in DZ East. Oh, looks like that one was already hit. But it looks like this lobby was hit within the last 30 minutes or so, which is fine. Is what it is. But I was just trying to show you that it is possible to do this in all 3 of the dark zones, where it's just simple log out, log back in business like we did, what, a year ago. And if you get that loading screen immediately, just switch characters for, I don't know, 60 seconds or so, and then log right back in and you'll have the empty lobby. Pretty cool, right? But all right, that is it for me. I think I'm going to finish that here because I'm not really big into DZ East. I mean, I understand that I can, you know, farm around here with my head cut off until my eyes bleed, but I don't really need it too much, and I like the other dark zones more. But all right, hit the like, subscribe, you know the whole spiel. I'm Kamikazevondoom. Enjoy the rest of your day. I hope you found this video helpful or informative, and if so, you know, support the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. All right, peace out. See you later.